Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So welcome back to Real Economy Trucking Euro Style. We're sitting here in Huesca, España, and we will be taking this across the border into France. I'll probably then come back into Spain after that. Of the options I have, this is probably one of the better ones. No, there in fact was not. So just took a peek at what I thought was the situation. The other ones, there's a few that go down here to Valencia, which obviously I started at. And again, yes, I could go out and spread out there again, or I could go back to Madrid. And again, I may have to go back to places I've been as I just kind of move around. But obviously we've got a lot of we've got a lot of cities, and obviously we didn't get to Portugal. We went down here and this and that, and then came back. But we'll see what happens after today, one day at a time, right? So let's get going. All right. So out here,
time to get the job done.
Early morning. That's good, but we've got half of the. Half of the stuff going along here as far as the rest period. I'm like, I know what's in my head, but it's not coming out of my mouth in words, so apologize for that. So I am making a little bit of a concerted effort in several videos as I'm going through this. I have had someone raise the point. So yeah, I don't think we're going from here, but let me take a look. Alright, we've got to get over there, and we've got to do that in 2 hours or so. So, let's see. I think I'll be okay sneaking out here. But, oh, I forgot about those speed bumps. Remember to turn on the eye tracker, but the concerted effort is focused on the fact I've been told by a viewer that watches quite frequently and watches a lot of the content that over the last couple weeks I've had maybe all my videos that I put out in that time have gotten significantly lower in volume. I have not adjusted any settings on my OBS recording, so I know it's not that. I'm still at the same.
Keep right.
Great. Thank you, Mr. Saline Wood Chipper Puller.
Exit now.
So yes, if you're wondering what that is, that I believe is a chipper to throw branches into and turn them into wood chips. So,
exit now.
And it's obviously for smaller trees, but anyway. It's very easy to get distracted as you're driving around in Euro Truck, but let me just make sure again, because I do not want to waste time. I was pretty sure I had to go up and around.
Get ready to turn right.
But just trying to work on the fact, I think it was, I just really wasn't paying attention to where my microphone is. So I use, I don't know that I'd call it a high-end headset, but at one point, and it's kind of the way the world changes. I used to volunteer for an organization and record audiobooks, and in most cases that was audiobooks, it was textbooks for children in school. So they needed to be of decent quality. It was people who, had difficulty reading, and it allowed the students to then get access to things as part of a program that was across the nation and a tool they could use. And I don't know many more details about it, if it was something that the schools paid for, the parents paid for. I think the parents had to pay for it. I got made aware of it through my wife, who was doing things with reading as well.
Go straight on and then turn left.
All right, let me just verify. All right, yes, we're over here at Eroski. And so they had
Turn left.
a list of 1 or 2 headsets that were meeting criteria to get really good quality audio out. And so that is a headset that I've always used. And it was not inexpensive, but it wasn't like insane. It was between $100 and $200. And that was 7 or 8 years ago.
At the roundabout,
So,
take the
just to
first
give you some idea, it might be closer to 200 now
exit now.
with general inflation and this and that and whatever. So, I don't
At
think
the
it's
roundabout,
the
take the
equipment
first exit.
either, because nothing has
Exit
changed,
now.
and obviously other things were working just fine, according to folks, or this person hadn't raised it. But this is basically the situation they were running into, is suddenly they'd have to turn up the volume to hear me, and then the ads would explode. And if they're listening to me on a headset or something, yeah, that can be painful. I mean, even if you're not, it's annoying, but
It was a nice ride.
I can only imagine if it's someone that appears to be like a post in the middle. That's not a grand design, but it is what it is. Because now when I have to go pick things up or pick that selector, I'm like, I need to be in the middle, but I can't be. All right, there we go. So we're going to take that job and
Time to
move
hit the road.
used plastics over. So job tracking has started with Truckee. A couple people have asked about it. I don't have a lot of information other than the VTC that I'm in said this is what we're moving to in 2025, and so we're using it. But folks are like, do you have to have this or that to use it? All I really did was download the app. Whoop. We're still moving forward. I don't know how, but anyway. All I did was download the app, and then, kind of go from there. There was really nothing then that we needed to do. I mean, I think there was a little bit to... Actually, now that I think about it, I don't even know that there was any configuration, because it really was like when we signed up to the Truckee app, we had to, or to Truckee itself, we had to do some things. Let me reset my mileage. I think it was 307 that we're targeting, just in case you're following along. And actually, yeah, it's over in the bottom right corner. So that is where I like this. It's kind of nice, like the flight strip that I sometimes use in Flight Sim, that shows the data on top, but that's more an overlay in OBS, where this is just showing up on my screen in the game itself. So just want to go out far enough. Yeah. All right. Just trying to catch my bearings a little bit here. All right. I don't think the trailer's like superbly long,
At the roundabout,
but
take the
hopefully,
second exit.
point of that long broken tirade, as it's split up amongst a million distractions, as I said, is if I'm still too quiet or something, I guess let me know and I'll keep working on things. But I did used to
Exit
have
now.
a little bit of a process every time I started recording, and it goes back
At the
to the
roundabout,
audiobook
take the
recording
second
days,
exit.
because as you might imagine, with that they really worked hard to try to have similar volume levels, because we'd record in sessions. And so and I've done
Exit
very
now.
challenging college level textbooks with lots and lots of words per page, and I've done children's
Get
books
ready
that
to turn right.
literally take 20 seconds per page or something. So on those,
right.
the children's books, you basically obviously just kind of keep going, and you do a lot of pages in one sitting. But it's not uncommon in a college textbook that maybe has 20 pages in a chapter, for them to break the audio files
Keep
into
left.
say 3 or 4 pages, and for those 3 or 4 pages to take 30 minutes to record because of just the volume of text. So to maintain that consistency, I basically had a process where I made sure I set the microphone in a location that gave me the best audio quality over time, because one of the things you learn, and when you do things like that, we went through a lot of training that taught us about audio recording, and they talked about things that certainly commonly wouldn't be. So hold on, I want to make sure. I mean, it's telling me I can go this fast, but I feel like I'm jerking around. I think they're crazy. Okay, well, this now does say 70 here, so. But I'm like, these turns are a bit more difficult than I would think, and I don't want to be flying off the road. So mainly they talk about things like sibilance, which is kind of doing a whistling S sound. And then they talk about, whoa, where did you come from, sir? And then they talk about what they call plosive sounds, which is when I say something with a P, for example, that you basically get that pop that is a bit more pronounced. And so if the microphone is too close to your mouth, that increases the likelihood you're going to capture those type of sounds, because it is very difficult to not make them, but they're just kind of making you aware, like, this is when you listen back to your audio. As I was starting, there was a lot more of that. Like, I would listen to the whole audio file for the first 2 or 3 things I recorded. But then over time, as I did it for years, like, I knew I was in good shape. And there's always a checker that would listen to our files, and we'd have to go back and make corrections and so forth. All of that has helped with the YouTube channel, and I was doing all that before I started the YouTube channel. So for those, because I have also had people tell me, oh, I enjoy listening to you. Regardless of the video, I just sometimes listen, just, not really, hey, I just listen for your voice. But in essence, that's kind of what they're saying sometimes, is just they're really enjoying the quality and the timbre and whatever of what I sound like. And so, I think I talked at some point early on that I've had people in real life say, oh, you should do radio, you should do whatever. I don't know that I'm really that quality, but hey, I'll take it. It's always nice to get compliments versus, you sound like a squeaky squirrel, or some other thing that someone could tell you. And your voice is your voice, and you sound like you sound, and it would be very, very difficult for me to do what I do here, which is pretty much constant narration on almost anything I'm doing, and do it in some fake voice, and do that for what at this point would be probably months of my life, with the number of hours of audio that have been recorded on videos over the course of the existence of this channel. So I'm not going to do that, and I'm also not going to be screaming into the microphone to make it loud enough, so I need to figure out things. But given that it worked before, that would seem that all I really needed to do is go back to what I was doing. So what I hadn't been doing, and I know for certain, since it was just recent in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten away for quite some time, more than those 2 weeks, of that microphone positioning check. And I'm now intentionally going back to that, given that feedback, because what I think was happening is the microphone was drifting further away from my mouth, and even though I was talking at volume, the microphone wasn't picking things up. So let me know if somehow this video is still too quiet. And I can't say that, hey, sometimes I won't drift off and have a bad level of audio. Because sometimes if I'm thinking and I'm not quite sure what I'm going to say, I drift off into nowhere land. But that's the situation, and I'm sticking to it. So we're going to lower ourselves here down to 75. So I think these are the Pyrenees. Watching the Tour de France, I am used to them going to the border of Spain and France. And I'm trying to... the Basque region, maybe? Because I think that might be in the Alps. I know it's in the mountains. They talk about that at times on the Tour de France, too. But I thought Basques were Spanish. So I'm thinking... you know, because I don't think we've popped into France yet. I'm thinking that's kind of what we're dealing with here. But those who know better can correct me and tell me what a fool I am. Don't worry, I won't take offense. Oh, that was lovely. I always love the AI. Yep, you go zippy. And then you slow down and then tuck right back in where you were. Or run into that truck and we can just all stop. Because that would be totally... truck sim AI, or truck sim, yeah, AI traffic, I guess. Thank goodness they didn't, but obviously whatever skin that truck should have, it doesn't. Alright, so now Francia. Now I don't know what that says. It's telling me to keep left. Obviously the truck is also doing that. But I will follow the truck. So it's some control. Well, I'll kind of follow the truck. We'll see. Because, yeah, it's not telling me I have to stop there, so I will take that opportunity to go by. That looks like a wall. It is, I guess. I guess they did open a second lane. Like, is that a rendering problem that they messed it up? But no, I don't think it was. Oh, we've got a viewpoint. Cool. It's pretty rare and far between, but there's no an exit or anything, so this is kind of right here. It might be on the other it's on the other side, but I think I can get there. So I'm going to be really bad, and I'm going to go what's probably in the wrong direction. But yeah, it almost looks like a way station, but it's not. But let's take a look. This is probably going to be really nice. Alright, now, I think whatever it is... oh no, they're showing Les Forges d'Abel. So, I don't know if that's the name of the peaks. Les is usually plural. So, I'm going to assume it's the Forges of Abel. But I don't know. Because I don't know if it's French or Spanish. Could be either one. But d'Abel, usually something like that, the D apostrophe, I think is more French than it is Spanish. So I'm thinking we crossed that. Is a cool bridge. Wow. I can't even imagine being the artist who had to draw that. With all those rocks, and I mean, maybe there's some repeating textures in there. I mean, it was a couple seconds. Hey, look, they're pulling a forage harvester. So, always that mix, you know. Sometimes you see the farm sim stuff. Oh, there it is. It's pretty funny that the camera view does that, but I'm sure they thought of that. Like, hey, if we have a truck or some vehicle going, like, we can just add some continuity here in the cutscene. So, we still have 151 kilometers to go, as you can see. There's our truck. I'm pretty sure we're going to end. This is like the longest single shot I think I've ever seen in a Euro Truck or American Truck Simulator cutscene. No, well, there we go. We literally just crossed into France. So, but again, we could be looking back over into Spain. I don't know. I think it's French. I'm just going to go with that, and we'll stick with that. So, and I don't know if it's like in a reference to Cain and Abel. I can't really. Oh boy, this is not good because I can't see, and something can run into me. I can't look out. Well, I guess I could see in that mirror, but nothing hit me, so I guess we're okay. Oh, Wow, there's like a waterfall on the other side of that bridge, so we're not going to see that. I don't remember seeing it in the cutscene. If it showed up, it was... Because obviously we did kind of come from this direction, I think, as we were moving toward us. Wow. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Oh boy. Yeah, it's time to slow down. It does say 50. This is an awesome road. I don't know if this is a total pro mods road, which would be incredible if it is, or if this is main map, but this is cool. So, could you imagine trying to make that turn as a truck with the walls? And I don't think you could. I think you'd have to have a small box truck. You'd probably end up taking this truck somewhere, cross-docking it to smaller trucks, and then making those local deliveries or something. But alright, so now we're back up, although we've got this hairpin. There's a lot of industry right here. Alright, maybe we want to slow down. That might be helpful. Ooh. Welcome to mountain roads, man. Now it said no more 70 because it's 80. But we've got to get to a roundabout, so I'll just leave it there. And there's the European concrete posts, which are kind of nuts to me, because given in the U.S., like, anything in the side of the road like that is kind of made to snap off from a safety standpoint. Now, our telephone poles, similarly, are pretty thick. So I think it takes a heck of a... Whoa! A heck of a hit. Why did I not see him? I did look in that. I am just blind today. Somehow I'm not hitting things.
Now.
But yeah, I don't think... I mean, they might break, given how they're, like, honeycombed, I guess. I don't know how else I'd describe the feature on the side where it's not a full, solid square post. Oh my goodness, we have another viewpoint that we can go see. I might turn and go do that. It's going to be this place, this crazy factory, but that might be fun. And we're never going to get over here again. So it's ExxonMobil. Luck. And that was the other thing. I think there were a few towns along the way that I was like, ooh, we could... Well, and I do need to rest, so this might actually work out well. So
Never mind. I'll find a new route.
So let me do both of those things. We'll rest and we'll camera.
Okay, let's find a new route.
Alright, we'll camera first.
Make a U-turn.
Alright, there's the viewpoint. So let's see. Industrial area of Lack. That is a very general description, but hey, that's okay. So it is interesting. I mean, yeah, you don't see any homes around here. And again, ExxonMobil is coming from the Real Companies mod, so that's pretty awesome how all of that just works and stays within a cutscene. So obviously it's taking us through views with camera movements of the actual scenery. But this is the kind of stuff that's just really, really cool. Now there's some people up there on the scaffolding. Guy down there sweeping. There's always someone sweeping. It's kind of like the old Mr. Rogers thing. Look for the helpers. There's always helpers. If you're seeing a Truck Simulator, or Euro Truck Simulator, look for the sweepers. There's always sweepers. It's very similar because it's amazing how many people are sweeping. I think it must be the cleanest world ever created, except for that trash by the fence up there. That's kind of awful. I think that's trash, like literally along the edges. It is. It's pretty funny. So, I didn't plan it, I promise. It's just all improvised right as I go. Alright, so once again, because it is real economy trucking, we drive when we drive. So yes, our daytime driving is coming to an end, as you can see. But we got to see 2 cutscenes during the day, so that is something. Now we're going to turn around and leave this industrial area of Lac. And we're going to go into probably the town of Lac, or near
Get
the
ready
town.
to turn left.
Someone will live here, maybe. Maybe it's just a one-person town.
Turn left.
They run a fromagerie and make some cheese. I don't know. I'm just trying to be French witty, and I'm probably making a fool of myself, and some Frenchmen, as they tend to do, will make some contemptible sound and tell me how awful I am. So, not meaning to offend anyone, but I think French people like to offend people, so maybe I fit? I don't know. I'll stop now before I really get some viewers upset. So, let's see.
Take the first exit.
Alright, we'll take that first exit. Nice
Exit
bushes.
now.
Nice bushes. Pow. That's one. You name a French sound after a cartoon noise? I'm sure that's not what the point was, but... Oh, there's construction. I don't see a sweeper there, though. But in any event, I still contend, yes, it's with the amount of sweepers, it's probably the cleanest video game out there. It's amazing how much time people spend sweeping. Now that I've said it, like, you'll see them everywhere, because you guys do notice things, like, off to the side, because you're not driving. So you're not having to just kind of focus on the road, and I get comments regularly like, what was this thing over there? And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about, and I have to, like, go back and look at the video if I'm trying to answer, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I didn't even notice what they brought up. There's nothing coming, so if something cuts me off now... Alright, take the second exit.
Exit now.
Alright, now wait a minute. Why does it say I have 205 kilometers to go? Is that what it's telling me? Because we were at 151, and I didn't get any recalculating or anything like that. Oh no, it's going up. So, I guess... Although, I swear that one said 3... Okay, I don't know. I'm just gonna go here, I guess. I should be able to fit under that cart, whatever thing. That would be really disappointing if I could not. I'm sure I could have gone through the other one and had it be automated, but I just didn't want to suddenly look and... Alright, well, it's telling me 4 minutes on my trucky interface. Okay, now this I'm gonna look because it's not telling me, and this is then where I then do something, and then they're like, oh boy, you missed it, man. They say it just like that French man, yes. Okay, pretty sure. Alright, I think that has all the lights on. I hate this twilight time, because this is when they do give you the darn tickets, where, oh, you don't have your headlights on. And it's like, yes, I did, man. I really did. So, and now you understand why I don't record with fake voices. Because I'm not necessarily good at them, but... Speaking of that, I periodically think about, as I stumble over my words, I periodically think about, like, there's not a lot of impressionists anymore in comedy. Like, when I was a kid, we used to have, like, Rich Little and Dana Carvey and Robin Williams and these people that could, like, do other people's voices and impressions, and it is like a lost art. There aren't really comedians doing that anymore that I've seen. Certainly not any hugely famous ones. I mean, maybe there's some peripheral guy that I've never heard of that you guys are all going to be like, what about whatever? Point them out to me, because I used to love that stuff. Like, oh my God, they sound just like them. And And really, I think like Robin Williams was the last one, and obviously he's been gone for a long time, and I guess Dana Carvey is still around, but like Dana Carvey's not doing stuff normally, so like they're no longer in the spotlight in that. Obviously it was Church Lady on Saturday Night Live, and again, that's not an impression, that was a character, but like still just being able to do things. I mean, because I suppose you've got actors like the Medea series that has like an incessantly forever, Medea's Christmas and Medea's dog walking salon and whatever else there is. But there's a lot of them that I keep seeing pop up here and there, and the same actor plays like all the characters, and I think he's been on Saturday Night Live. I'm not sure. But in any event, like, those people just that it's like a lost art. So that's what I'm getting at. This was stupid. So I'm just gonna go back and go here because we've literally got 3 trucks that are, I don't know what the heck they're doing. But they're taking forever is what they are doing, which is fine. I mean, that's up to them, but I don't have to wait for them. I mean, all we're doing is paying our toll. It's like, are they having trouble? Because I thought that would be an automatic lane over there, so they shouldn't be digging through their seat cushions trying to find francs, or I guess they'd be euros now. It's England that made the crazy decision with Brexit to drop out. Once again, this might be my most hate-inducing video in the series in a long time. Now I'm probably going to have UK people yelling at me about Brexit was the greatest thing that's ever happened to them. I don't know, but I've upset French people. I've upset British people. I don't think I'm going to upset any Spanish people at this point because I can't think of anything right now. But I'll just keep going. La Plage. I think that's a beach, if I remember my French correctly. No, La Playa.
Keep right,
no, but is that Spanish?
Right.
I've like learned too much of. I've learned dabbles of far too many languages, so I sometimes get things mixed up. And again, obviously, French and Spanish are both Romance languages, and as is Italian, and they all kind of muddle together a little bit here and there. Now, I know this is Bayonne because it's, I think, a big battle. As I say, a big battle, I think.
Now.
Those things don't really go together, but I just don't remember if it's World War I or World War II is what I'm getting at. But I do recall hearing of the town in some sort of warlike context. I was going to say conquest, which I suppose it would be if there was a battle here. Someone won. Although, again, in war, does anyone really win? Putin, are you listening? Do you watch my videos?
Take the second
Stop fighting people that you don't need to be fighting. Anyway. So...
Exit now.
Let's go, where is there it is. I'm like, I know that I've got to drop this off. I'm like, where is the flag? Oh. So, hopefully people have enjoyed it. I guess I've been... It's been quite a while since I've been zany in any of my videos. It's been pretty much forever since I've used the word zany in any of my videos, because it's not a word that comes up a lot. But it's one of those words like that. They're just cool words, but we don't use them a lot because they're very specific, and like unless you're in that specific... Whoop. Did I just miss? No, I think I'm here. I need to pay attention to what's happening because I'm driving like an idiot. So let me try to not do that. All right. Got to park over there by the shed. They're like, yeah, whatever you're delivering, these used plastics, we don't want these darn things in our main warehouse. You go put them over there in the outbuilding. which makes sense. I mean, maybe that's where they just stack them up. Maybe they burn them in there and suffocate all the mice or something. I don't know. Now I'm going to have mice hating me, or people who love rodents are going to suddenly write to their representative. Again, we're in Europe, so I know it's not congressman, but they're going to be like, don't let this guy drive a truck in our country again because he's awfully mean, and he's just insulting to everyone. And now he's picking on the poor defenseless little mice. I mean, there were 3 of them that helped Cinderella. What am I doing with... I hate this part of the head tracking. And yes, this was another comment, that it's difficult to watch, so I apologize. I am trying to figure out a way to do it, but I'm failing miserably. So let's see if I can make this stay. See, because the thing is, like, it's a natural tendency where I feel like I should turn my head, but I can just stay looking out this mirror. And so that's what's happening. It's like, you know, I'm immersed enough in the video and the fact that I'm using head tracking that it's like, yeah, I just want to go look. I want to go look a different way. So now let's go forward. So hopefully it was better in the last part there, because I obviously stayed focused instead of whiplashing back and forth. But now we'll decouple. Yeah, normally I turn the head tracking off here and there as I go, but there were so many twisty roads that I just had to keep looking around. So hopefully that was okay from the visual standpoint. You know, and I'm okay to potentially just going back and removing head tracking, and if I have to go back to the mouse or something, or just don't use it, I don't know. I mean, the head tracking, the whole point of having it was that I could do stuff like that, and not, because it's I think was just as distracting and kind of just as herky-jerky when I was doing the mouse thing, because I'd suddenly like be reaching and panic for the mouse and make these broader movements than I needed to. So let's move on. But 7,459 euros, so we're doing pretty well. So once again, hopefully the volume was good here. Hopefully I was entertaining. Definitely kind of got on a roll, and usually when I do that, I just kind of go with it, and fun stuff hopefully comes out for folks. Because once again, maybe that's how people suddenly, you know, one of these videos goes viral. Listen to this nut insult everybody in Europe while he plays Truck Simulator. But anyway, so with that, happy you've tagged along. Like I said, I'm not done with Spain. It's not like, oh, I want to get out of Spain, let's go get into the rest of Europe. That's not my intent. But of the choices I had, sometimes you get in those small towns and you just really aren't given a lot of loads. Obviously, we didn't even have 2 screens worth of jobs that we could consider. So I took the best I could without just going back. And there, of course, were still a lot of things that would take me on a ferry and take me long ways away. And I really would like to stay over here in this area. So my intent will be to try to find something that takes me back into Spain, which I'm sure I can find. It's just, is it going to be super short, or the opposite? Is it going to be insanely long and I won't have time and I'll feel rushed, and that'll be a pain. But I need to stop worrying about what might be, and let's focus on what is, which means we're here at the end of the video. And as always, if you've enjoyed this but haven't dropped a like and are not a subscriber, please consider those things, especially if you can hear me better now. I will do my best to try to not do that, because yes, I have watched YouTube videos and then suddenly had the ads explode, and like, yes, it feels like one of those commercials where they like blow your hair back and whatever. So I get how awful that is. So I certainly do not want to contribute to that more than I already have in the YouTube universe. But hopefully we'll have this resolved, and I will keep it in my mind for all eternity going forward, and that it will never return. But I'm human, and sometimes things don't work out. But hopefully they will, and I will see you next time.